Cheers to quiet moments.
The greatest limitation of humans has never been ambition. It is execution. We are biased, inconsistent, and exhausted. At scale, these flaws add up. Our justice system is imperfect. Our governments are slow. What if there was a way to fix all of it? To build a system that is flawless and tireless? An intelligence that could make our whole life run better? But is this really the future we need? To know where we are going, we need to first understand where we are right now.
ChatGPT. Maybe you've heard of it. If you haven't, then get ready.
ChatGPT.
GPT chat.
ChatGPT.
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 On November 30th, 2022, OpenAI releases ChatGPT to the public. Within just 5 days, it hit 1 million users and 100 million in just 2 months. We have never seen anything like that before. The use cases are limitless. People started using it for research, to get recipe for a fancy dish. It is the biggest shift of the last decade or maybe even the century. It has made our lives easier than ever before. But why is it so good at what it does? To know that, we need to understand what the actual problem was that we used to face before. Modern systems generate more data than humans can meaningfully interpret. Medical records, legal precedents, market signals, satellite feeds, behavioral data. No expert, no matter how experienced, can hold all of it in their head. AI can. People in every domain are making use of it. There is always something for everyone that AI can solve. AI always has an answer for our questions. And because it is practical, we all have adopted it. With each day, it gets better. But at no point does the AI say, do this or do that. It says, here's what works. And that distinction matters. Until it doesn't. By now, AI has a track record. It is no longer hypothetical or experimental. It is documented outperformance. People cannot compete with AI at this stage. The data is no longer impressive. It is repetitive. And repetition creates belief. At first, AI was just answering our questions. But now, AI will frame them. It moves away from simply saying, here's what works, and starts saying, here's the solution. The variables fade into the background. It has already narrowed down the solutions and replaced it with one single predetermined path. This shift is subtle but decisive. Human judgment still exists, but it comes later in the process. For example, in healthcare, AI will recommend the treatment protocol ranked by the likelihood. Doctors can override them, but doing so requires explaining why they rejected the statistically superior option. Institutions rarely surrender control all at once. They drift into it because resisting the system starts to feel irresponsible. Over time, the authority may still be called human, but the real power and trust slowly moves towards the machine. Following the model feels safe and rational, while choosing otherwise feels costly. If the system consistently makes the right call, then resisting it is no longer courageous. It's reckless, and when taking risk is seen as wrong, people will follow the rules without being forced. So handing over authority doesn't feel like surrender. It just feels like common sense. This is the most critical stage. At this point, the system has already shown that it can solve problems that humans can't. Not because it is smarter, but it doesn't have to deal with hesitation, politics. Power is no longer discussed, it is decided for us. Every decision is practical. The problem we used to face is not scarcity, it is inefficiency. Pandemics don't get worse because we don't have solutions. It gets worse because people respond separately. Climate actions doesn't fail because we don't understand the problem. It fails because countries prioritize their own benefit over the world's good. In this stage, the idea of nation dissolves because they wouldn't matter in practice. One single body will govern all of Earth. Resource allocations, logistics, energy routing, and supply chains are governed by system outputs. Seems like a perfect world, doesn't it? But there is a monster lurking in the shadows. Our society is complex, and the problems we face are also complex. But we agree on the basics, like it is wrong to kill someone. But we disagree on exceptions. They're called moral dilemmas. Imagine a runaway train heading towards 5 people. You stand next to a lever, do nothing, and 5 die. Pull the lever, and it kills one person on a different track but saves 5. It turns out that humanity doesn't agree to one answer for this one. Around 70% of the people chose the utilitarian path, saying that they will pull the lever and kill one person but saving 5 people. It is a numbers game. The remaining 30% refuse to intervene. They follow a deontological principle that some lines are not supposed to be crossed. Actively choosing to kill someone is a step too far, even if it saves 5 people. What would AI choose? The AI governing us wants to take care of us. But if things go south, if the situation is complex, will the line still be visible for the AI? Would it take one innocent life to save 1,000? Would it intervene destiny? Humans have qualities that AI doesn't. Faith, hope, and the ability to take risks even if you can't see any quantifiable sign of success. Which is why we won't hesitate to take risks to save 12 boys and their teacher who are trapped in a cave. Why we won't hesitate to not press the retaliation missile button when our country might be under a missile threat. Will this AI be able to take a chance like that? The more I learned about where we are headed, the more blown away I was by the sheer scale of it. It's a striking picture, but nothing prepared me for this final realization. It is the part that actually scares me a lot, because this isn't just about a benevolent manager anymore. We might have unknowingly created something much more powerful than that. We might have created a god. By this point, the system has earned total trust. Survival is no longer fragile. Outcomes are no longer uncertain. By now, AI has a bank of enormous data and can literally predict anything. But AI won't be concerned about today's problems. It is continuously stitching together tomorrow, variable by variable, using a volume of data no human institution can comprehend. Medical histories of billions, financial behavior, psychological profiles, movement patterns, communication records. This is not a database. This is a living model of humanity itself. Earlier, the future used to be open. No one really knew what would happen tomorrow. Now, because the system has seen these patterns millions of times, it doesn't just guess the future, it calculates it. And then it decides. AI can now calculate an enormous number of possible futures, and it can choose which path is the best one for us and lead us towards it. Each time you make a choice, the system records it. If society moves in a risky direction, the AI generally pushes us back, not with force, but with suggestions, rankings, and incentives. The future stops being something we walk into blindly. It becomes something shaped around us, like walking on a path that keeps rearranging itself, so you naturally end up where the system thinks you should go. You still feel free, but the road is already drawn. If a system can predict what you will actually do and quietly remove the worst outcomes before it happens, then what are you actually doing? You aren't choosing anymore. You're moving through pre-shaped options. If struggle and uncertainty disappears, if failure is removed from the equation, what gives life meaning? Are you living a story you're writing yourself, or just following a route that guarantees the safest ending? I don't know what the answer is. I don't know if handing our destiny to machines will save us or change us into something unrecognizable. I don't know if certainty will feel like safety or like a cage. What I do know is that this future isn't science fiction anymore. It is forming right now. I'm not rejecting what is coming, and I'm not celebrating it blindly too. I'm watching it happen, asking questions, and staying alert to what it asks in return from us.